3 girls and 1 boy. Their sexual predator is a female. Many of the male and female victims that I know speak about their female predators. Female predators are more prevalent than male predators. It's because we teach them they can get away with it. Why did Waylon Lolatai assault 6 people after he assaulted me? Because you assumed my guilt, didn't listen to me. And he and his officers, his fellow officers, committed multiple felonies over and over and over again. It wasn't their first time. These people do this professionally. It is assumed that a man is the predator. You don't want to believe that a woman could commit a crime, and if a woman does commit a crime, we've got women's groups who will destroy all evidence of those crimes, or at least try. They weren't able to destroy all of the evidence on my Facebook. Isn't that wonderful? No, it's not, because I still have a penis. Meanwhile, we got this lady here, molesting kids, beating on them, forcing them to sleep in the shower, naked, or in the garage, no blankets. I've lived in places like that. This woman's trying to become part of the school board. She's been a teacher for years. She's not very pretty, though. She got a fucked up grill. Probably gives her a lot of self-esteem issues. Now she can combat that self-esteem and loneliness by being a hoe down at the bar. But you can't do that. That's public. People will talk about it. Oh, how dare she? They'll judge her. So she's got to do it in the privacy of her own home. Children. Oh, I get the societal pressure. But you won't acknowledge the societal pressure for men. Miss Jerry Sparks, I helped her move not once, not twice, but 7 different occasions because it was supposedly abusive men, and she literally moved back in with all of them. Oh, wait. I could bring up the fact that I did help her move out of Tom Payne's. I didn't help her at Tom's, I helped her at the other end, but still. She didn't move back in with Tom Payne. And Tom has talked to me like I'm a person on a couple of occasions. Even though he was being a douchebag at the beginning. I'm a pretty likable guy, especially if you know me. Miss Jerry claimed that she broke up with Tom because he was demanding a blowjob and punched the wall because she wasn't giving him a blowjob. I've met Tom. I don't see him punching a hole through a wall over not getting a fucking blowjob. Just saying. I don't care about blowjobs. I don't care about sex. Well, actually I do. I have to care about sex. Because that is, for you guys, your major motivations in life. Breeding. Getting laid, you call it. It's a natural instinct to want to have sex, to reproduce. Alright? It is a natural feeling. If you are sexually attracted to somebody, you didn't do anything wrong. Your body is geared towards that. If she's a hoe, that's what her body is geared towards. But also, just like with men, we have to fight back and forth between our urges as human beings and philosophy, which basically tries to explain that human beings aren't human beings. Oh no, humans don't want to reproduce. That has nothing to do with the way that our brains work. Meanwhile, just because humans want to reproduce, our bodies want to reproduce, even if our minds tell us we don't want to. We still want to bust a nut. Now, some people, they want to know what you masturbate think. That's how society works, how it plays it out, isn't it? Oh, who do you think about when you whack off? Why would you ask somebody that question? Because in the modern world, we're taught that sex is taboo, but sex is okay. It's wrong to hit somebody, but if someone's into S&M, who are you to stop them? And so on and so on. Thing is, we got teachers like this. What is it? Tiana Renault. Tiana Renault. 4 kids. They got chipped teeth, bruising. This lady was trying to get a seat on the school board, kind of like Danelle Boggs here wants a seat on the school board. I don't think Danelle Boggs deserves a seat on the school board. What are the chances that school nurse Terry Jepson pushed a young man to commit suicide? What are the chances that he went to her for help? Because that's who we're told to go to. The school nurse, the guidance counselor, a trusted adult. But all nurses and all school staff are mandated reporters, all of them. If you tell them that you were abused, they have to start and initiate an investigation right then and there. It is their duty by law. But nationwide, it doesn't matter. America is not and has never been a patriarchy. Women have always had the control in this country. Women have learned to weaponize their vaginas. More men need to weaponize their penises, but if you do that, what's going to happen? You should just go get some dick elsewhere. If you look in the direction of another woman, then, of course, you're cheating on her. You're emotionally cheating on her. No, you're not. If she has sex with another man, she's not going to consider that cheating, and she's going to try to blame it on you. You're not giving her enough attention. And we have literally taught every single woman in America to do this. We've taught these sick, disgusting, disturbed little girls that they can become teachers and nurses. They can become the trusted adult and get away with doing whatever they want. Who's going to believe a child over a school nurse? Who's going to believe a child? Are there more children who are dead from gun violence this year or from female serial killers? Female serial killers. Primarily nurses. Women who are sexual predators tend to become teachers. Women who want to kill somebody tend to become doctors or nurses. Which goes to show that the people that we're taught that we're supposed to trust the most are the people that we should absolutely trust the least. Only men should be allowed in childcare. Men are less likely to physically assault children, and they're less likely to physically abuse children, sexually and physically, just so you know. Men are more honest than women in general, because we have taught men that they're supposed to be honest and we've taught women that they're supposed to play that way to get what they want. How many of you men out there, you got sick of your wife? You got sick of her drug addictions and her alcoholism, and you got sick of her beating the kids, and you kicked her out. So she accused you of being a child molester, a rapist, and a woman beater. How many men commit suicide over that every year? Because women are taught to be predators in America. Americans have taught every single woman to be a predator. Every single one of them. Until it's second nature to take advantage of men. And to pretend it's because you're owed these things from these men because, well, many, many years ago, women didn't have the right to vote. Oh no. So you're going to take it out on a bunch of men today. Imagine if I went out and slaughtered every black person that I met and used the excuse of, well, the Egyptians held my people as slaves. It should be okay for me to exact my revenge. Are Egyptians holding me as a slave? No, they're not. Modern Egyptians didn't do that shit. You'll go back only as far as is convenient for you and your bullshit. You have any idea how many black people in America didn't realize there's fucking slavery elsewhere? Because all they're ever taught is black slavery by white Americans. Meanwhile, there were black slave owners too. That's right. You could be black in the South and own a slave. There were over 300, mind you, this is actually quite significant. Over 300 black slave owners in the South prior to the Civil War. Over 300 of them. Modern slavery isn't much different, but we're all subject to it. Based on poverty. People will assume a lot about you based on your looks, and their decision making is based on that. That's why men are more likely to go to prison for domestic abuse, even if they were the one assaulted. Bias. We're supposed to protect the women and the children, and the man is supposed to do it all by himself. And you get to see how the women in my life all gave me that same treatment. Oh, Sean, I'm just a woman. I can't do nothing. Bullshit. You use your vagina as sway every single day. Brenda Dickinson doesn't like sex, but she has sex with her husband once a month. It's because she knows that being married to a man with a sex drive and not willing to have sex with him, you probably shouldn't get married to him. But she has sex with him. She doesn't like it. But she tell that to him? No, she tells that to people like me. I was 16 when she told me that. 16! I didn't need to hear about Brenda Dickinson's sex life with her husband at 16. I was there for a children's group. And yeah, I get that I was 16, so I wasn't technically a child to many of you. We went to those groups, a lot of us. Myself, Ran Ingersoll, her sister Nikki. A lot of us went to those groups. A lot of us got our pot from Brenda Dickinson and Dennis Dickinson. There's a lot of female drug dealers and a lot of female pot dealers. See, a lot of women will play head games and word games with you. They'll change your words into something you didn't say to try to play victim. And we're supposed to just play along. When people actually do that shit to me, nobody fucking cares. They want to argue with me and tell me how they're busy. Oh, Sean, I care about you. No, the fuck you don't. Not if you're too busy telling me that you're too busy. You don't care about who's hurting me. You're too busy talking about yourself when I call you for help. When you needed help, I was there. Where were you when I needed it? You were hiding. Any excuse was a better reason than anything that I had going on. You wanted to get drunk with your friends, and you don't get to do it very often. You only get to do it once a week. Well, I've taken 6 years of abuse while you go out with your friends once a week. You couldn't take one of those days out to be a good fucking friend? To be a real friend? What fucking trash. Every single mandated reporter that I've gone to has refused to do their jobs as a mandated reporter. Instead, insisting on ignoring protocols, ignoring the law, and doing as they choose based on their wants. Not on any actual evidence, based on the fact that I have a penis, I don't matter. Every one of my parents, both of my parents and my step-parents treated me like shit. But I deserve it because I'm a male. I must have wanted it because I'm a male. You ignore crimes against males until a male has a mental fucking breakdown, and then you treat him like he's a fucking criminal. He's a criminal for having a mental fucking breakdown. You're all pieces of shit. And when I rip your ass about being pieces of shit, I can back it up. Because unlike you fucking freaks, you fucking sick, perverted, goddamn weirdos, actually look this shit up. Actually get an education instead of spouting goddamn ignorance all over the fucking place. There's a lot of people who want to claim that I slandered them when I told the truth. There's also a lot of people who want to call speculation slander. No, you're allowed to speculate. That's absolutely not slander. The thing is, people pretend that I'm a horrible monster because I admit my faults. Because I admit that I'm different. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Well, see, that's the thing, is that statement right there already shows that your guilt is assumed and that they're going to twist anything that you say into something that you didn't. American law doesn't work. They put on a show trial with Johnny Depp, or they allow a whole bunch of things that they'd never allow a homeless person. Johnny Depp's got fucking money though, don't he? So does Amber Heard. They could hire real fucking lawyers. They didn't have to depend on public pretenders who refuse to do their goddamn jobs. They've got millions of fans around the world who care about them. Oh, but Johnny Depp could never do any wrong. Oh, Will Smith could never do wrong. Jesus fucking Christ, you guys are idiots. The majority of our predators are women. The majority of all predators in America are women. In every single category, with the exception of sexual assault. And of course, we've seen recently that, well, most men have been sexually assaulted by women. Most men have been sexually fondled by women in a way that if it had been a man, he would have gone to prison for it. Most women are sexual predators. When women want to compete with other women for your attention, they will blame you. It's your fault that you're attracted to physically attractive women. It's your fault that you're attracted to a woman with long eyelashes or big brown eyes. It's your fault. But it's not a woman's fault that she's attracted to Jason Momoa. No, that's Jason Momoa's fault, isn't it? It's Jason Momoa's fault for being rippling abs, rippling muscles. Yes. How stupid. Women do not take accountability in America because men don't require it. Do not give women anything. They're taking enough on their own. They're expecting freebies out of us because they have a horrible selection process. You're attracted to dominant assholes. It's ingrained in your brain to be attracted to dominant assholes. You are attracted to aggressors and predators for a reason. You want someone to protect you. And if they'll protect you, when you do fucked up shit, you can do a lot more fucked up shit. Just like when the cops protected Waylon Lolotai, he assaulted a lot more people. We've taught every woman in America that they can do this and get away with it, which is why the majority of women in America do this every day and get away with it. You want to blame me for the things I did? Sure. But blame yourself for the things that you did and take fucking responsibility, you dumb cunts.